God, do I need to like shift my energy away from the dream and go, be responsible for a little while? And I get it, but this is where faith really does kick in. Remember the last time you felt that way and God showed up? When you're in the middle of a fire, you don't know which one to put out. You don't know what thing to focus on. That is when the purpose shows up. Every single time. What do you do when all the right stuff is not adding up to you having the money you just feel like you deserve, or the opportunities are not coming as fast as you like? What do you do? Because I know a lot of you are feeling that right now. I have felt that before. The beginning phase, the middle phase, there's always this sense of uncertainty when you're doing things that are not normal. You're not a 9-to-5 person necessarily, or you're trying to get a promotion if you are, and it's just not happening fast enough, and you're doing all the right things. Or you're an entrepreneur and you've been doing this for years and you're still not making enough money to quit the side hustle. Or, there's just so many things that makes you want to throw in the towel. And this video today, if you're watching it, this is your sign to not give up. Now let's face what is making you feel that way. That's what we're going to talk about today, because you ain't throwing in no towel. You didn't put in all that work and go through everything you're going through to just throw it all away. And if you keep quitting and restarting, you'll never get where you're trying to go. So we got to stop quitting and we got to keep going. You may feel isolated right now because the business isn't growing, school's taking too long, or whatever. But you're worrying too much, and all worry is thinking too much about what you really don't want. James 1 verse 3 states, "For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." So in other words, the testing of your faith produces endurance. What it takes to be truly successful is not going to be easy, because if it was, everyone around you would be successful. So take account into the people that are around you that are very complacent. And this is not a dig at them, but not everyone is supposed to be shooting for the stars. You're shooting for the stars. It looks lonely right now. It looks odd right now, especially when everyone around you's got the, cushy job. They did the, they got their masters, or they did all these things, and they are living a life that looks better than what yours looks like right now. But it will pay off. You are striving for something different than them. It's gonna look different. The process just looks different. And you gotta stop being so hard on yourself. The very first thing I want you to do is stop worrying about how old you are or how many years you've been doing this. I used to do the same thing. The people you admire the most are the people you've actually seen their journey. And of course, there are people you've looked at that have become overnight successes, so you believe, from TikTok or whatever this world is doing these days. But the people that we can honestly say we've watched their journey and we've seen them go from, wow, who's that, to their household names, the Viola Davises, the Kevin Harts, the Steve Harveys. There's so many people I could name right now. But keep in mind, Kevin Hart wasn't an overnight success. He took 19 years. I remember seeing him have small parts in movies. After he became super famous, I would see old movies and see him popping up all over the screen. I'm like, oh my God, that was Kevin Hart. Viola Davis, look at her. She's just getting her accolades. Angela Bassett, just getting her accolades. I mean, there's so many people, not just actors, there's entrepreneurs that will tell you the same thing. When I started my fitness business, there was a roller coaster of my money. Every single 3-4 months, it was like up and then down, up and then down. There were some months where I was bringing in this, and there were some months where I was bringing in this, and I had to just keep going because I loved what I did. And in that season of my life, it was like it had to work. I didn't have this resume of all the schools and all. No, I've always had side hustles, bartending and whatnot. So when I decided to have my own business, I knew it had to work because I am a business. That's all I know. So for those of you who are thinking that I'm too old or I made too many mistakes, sweetie, time doesn't even really exist. You cannot focus on what it looks like for somebody else. Yes, there are teens that are really rich right now and really popular. Good for them. That's their story. Your story's different, and you gotta be okay with it. You gotta rock with it. And I know you're like, girl, please, I'm tired. It's taking forever But sweetie, the people that you admire the most, if you really think about it, you liked seeing their transgressions. You saw how much stuff they went through. When you heard about their real story of the homelessness or those who got out of toxic relationships that almost ruined their careers, we like hearing those heroes' journeys for a reason, because it makes those people not, what do you call it? They're not special. You know, they went through some stuff too. They had dirt thrown on them too. Well, you've had dirt thrown on you. You're exhausted too. You're having a roller coaster. Life isn't perfect for you either right now. And guess what? When you get to the next phase that's super positive and you're getting some accolades, you're getting the opportunities you know you deserve, you know how good it's going to feel, because you can honestly say to yourself, wow, I earned that. And I know you don't want to hear that right now. I know you don't. But it's the truth. We don't really value what we don't earn. Just like when you get something from somebody for free, yeah, you like, oh, thank you. And you might throw it to the side. But if you paid $10,000 for it, you would treat that thing like gold. Things that we earn, we treat better. People are going to admire you for sticking to the game plan. But even more importantly, you're going to admire you. That's the confidence you're building in yourself because you didn't throw in the towel on you. When you don't give up on you, you're unstoppable. You're unshakable. You're titanium. When you don't give up on you, it's priceless. What you also may be experiencing right now is the money's running out. You're unmotivated and the money getting low. There's no worse feeling than trying to go for your dreams and then your money's low. It's like, okay, do I need to make the shift into like forget the dream and go make some money for a little while? Because we all face that being an option at some point, especially in entrepreneurship, when things don't go as planned immediately and you have a lot of things to pay for to get the business off the ground, or even any career path you're choosing. Everything requires some kind of investment, whether it's time, money, or whatever, and sometimes personal life bills and things like that you may be not able to keep up with while you're pursuing the dream. You may look up one day and be like, God, do I need to like shift my energy away from the dream and go, be responsible for a little while? And I get it, but this is where faith really does kick in. Remember the last time you felt that way and God showed up. Remember the last time before that he showed up. This is where faith really does kick in. It really does. And the thing about it is, when you start feeling that way, it makes you start having to work a lot harder, because yeah, you need to make sure you are taking care of the home and the household and the bills and the car and all the things. But you can't lose sight of the dream. It's during that time when you have to do the balancing act and life feels chaotic. In the midst of that, your purpose will show up. It always does. Every time. When you're in the middle of a fire, you don't know which one to put out. You don't know what thing to focus on. That is when the purpose shows up. Every single time. So we have to just trust this process, as uncomfortable as it is right now. I have been there. So uncomfortable. But it's making you so strong. So when you get to this next level, little stuff can't faze you no more, because you done been through so much already. You'll start having solutions much faster. Your decision-making skills will be much more on point. You're gaining some new tools for your toolbox during this time. So don't lose sight of the dream because life's not looking perfect. Even when the career goes to the roof, and there's going to be new problems up there too. But you have to be Teflon strong and more strong and more strong. Every level requires a new level of strength from you. So just call this the new training camp. But do not let go of the dream. Pray for discernment. Pray if this is the right path for you. And if it's not, God will definitely veer you in the next right direction. But you don't throw it away without getting the clues from him. As of right now, he's giving you the clues that you're on the right path. But he never said it would be easy. So just keep going. I have been where you are. And let me tell you the things that I did that reinvigorated me. I had to reinvigorate myself. Reinvent the way I was taking care of myself, because you're probably tired and burnt out right now. It's probably some things that you're lacking. You're probably not taking your vitamins. You might be slacking off on your mental and physical wellness. Let's take a step back from being super goal oriented, so much so that your goals are just so rigid. It's got to happen this way or else. That's part of the issue. We got to stop thinking we know how this goes, because you do not know. You don't know. So the best thing for you to do is, let's take that, rewind it, and now let's get the focus back here. Look in the mirror. Are you taking care of yourself? When's the last time you got your hair cut, your hair done, eyebrows plucked, took care of yourself, shaved, went to the doctor, got a checkup, Are you mentally well? Why don't you journal and get some of these ideas and feelings out on paper so we can really get an idea of where we're really at mentally? Go for a walk, work on your exercise, work on your health. Because I'm sure when you're feeling this way, it's throwing you off balance. You're frustrated more. You're not sleeping as well. You don't want to hang out with people. You're probably isolating yourself. I get it. I've done all the things, I'm telling you. But to live a life that is just like this is boring. You are on a journey. So yes, it does feel like this right now. It does. And the roller coaster is exhausting. So you do owe yourself self-care. Outside of the self-care, you need to reinvigorate your day-to-day life. Get around people who are doing fun things that you find interesting. Join a fitness class so you have some community. Go to the gym and talk to people. Stop isolating yourself because you're afraid of running into somebody you know and you're not where you want to be. Let that go. Get back to loving life again. Get back to loving being around your friends again. Get back to getting out the house a little bit. Listen, I'm talking to myself right now too. I have to do the same thing. There are ruts I feel like I'm in all the time, but I get out of them because I need to remember why I started. I'll watch movies of storylines that remind me of the life I feel like I want for myself, just to get myself back imagining again and using my creativity again. You're stagnant right now. You're mentally tired. You need to feel good again about what you're doing and finding that why. If you're a designer, go watch a fashion show or go to a fashion show. If you're an actor, go watch your favorite movies again and remember why you got started. If you're an entrepreneur, watch some movies like The Wolf of Wall Street or just anything. I don't know, but something you need to watch to see what you're striving for in front of your eyes and remember, that's what I want. That felt good to watch that. You'd be surprised how good that'll make you feel. One thing that I do with my clients is that we definitely sit down and we figure out what's the next best step, and we only focus on the next best step. We don't try to figure out Z. We focus on A, B, C, D, E. And what's crazy is typically within the first few sessions, we've already expedited way past that. But it takes time for you to figure it out initially and figure out the next best step and the next best step. Sometimes you need help with that because you're tired, you're jaded, you're afraid of making the wrong next move because you're sick of disappointing yourself. I get it. So if you'd like to partner with me, we can do one-on-one coaching. What I like to do is have a discovery call with you first and make sure that we're a good fit for one another. There are things that you're going through right now that you may need an empathetic ear for and someone that can take an unbiased look at what you're going through and genuinely help you figure out the next steps. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, let's set up a discovery call and see if we're a great fit for each other. I hope that we are. You can reach me at www.pamelathebeauty.com and let's get you started next week. What are you waiting for? This life is to be lived. You are here for a mission. Let's figure out what that is and let's get it going. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in this week, Beauty Marks. And I pray that you find the strength to just keep going and do not throw in the towel. Because as long as you don't quit, the dream still lives. Let your dream live. You deserve that. You owe you. All right. See you later. Bye.